Hey team, welcome back. This video is about the Dwarf Warrior, or Extroverted Sensing, SE. So what is a Dwarf Warrior? Extroverted Sensing, so people who lead with an extroverted sensing function. It's their dominant function. In this system, it's the hero. So it's a cognitive function that pays attention to sensory information based on the environment. So it's part of your mental wiring, and it's looking at sensory-based information. Touch, taste, sound, hearing, all that stuff. And it's based on the environment. Okay, so it's not subjective, it's objective. Do you often ask, what can I do right now to understand this thing? Do you prefer to be in the moment as much as possible? You might be a Dwarf Warrior. So, extroverted sensing. Some stereotypes are this wild and unrestrained kind of aura to them. Athletic or excessive risk taker. Kind of those party animals, and also people who like extreme sports, things like that. In technical terms, they are focused on concrete details. So things that your senses can tell you. They are immersed in the literal happenings of the world around them. So whatever is actually happening is what is important, not speculative or anything like that. That's more hunters. Immediate. So here and now, immediate satisfaction is good, immediate understanding is good, and they're focused on the reality of the outer world. So whatever's going on outside, always. Just remember that. Dwarf Warriors. Dwarves are sturdy. They have a short lifespan. They're miners, blacksmiths, and treasure seekers. So being sturdy means they have bigger hands, stouter bodies, denser muscles, and they're ready to get in close and kind of deal with the actual things around them instead of bringing it inside and thinking about it first. And they also need more nutrients and energy from the outer world. So they take it in and then use it right away as fuel. They have shorter lifespans than elves, about 250 years or so. So it's a lot less focused, and they want to take in more things from around them. They have broader interests instead of deep interests in the world around them. Miners, blacksmiths, and treasure seekers. They are looking for as many things in the environment as they can, and they take them in and kind of put them together and use them right away. And they're kind of mining the world around them for the treasures instead of using reverie like an elf would do. Warriors, they use physical damage. Physical damage is the perceiving functions. So they're not making decisions like the casters. Of course, people all make decisions, but in this terminology, they're trying to just kind of observe and bring in more understanding of the world before they act on it. A little different from being an elf. It's wanting to understand things, and warriors actually understand things by doing things, by connecting with it and playing around with it. So that's the physical aspect of it. Melee, they are focused on their senses, what their senses can tell them. The actual height and texture and tint and color and taste, sound, all those things. And strength is that kind of another way of looking at that. It's the ability to connect directly with something. Okay, so for the pre-made character, I made a character so that you can understand Dwarf Warriors a little bit better if you aren't a Dwarf Warrior or don't know one. His name is Segrim Steel Maul. He's a Dwarf Warrior, melee, physical damage, and his stat allocation is Strength. So Segrim and his brother Rorand are prized warriors in their city. However, unlike Rorand, Segrim has never been satisfied with just winning. He craves new battles and glory whenever possible. Segrim has always been somewhat of a spectacle. He was rather wild as a youth and is now a skilled fighter within the Dwarven army. He gained a reputation amongst his peers because he fights with an extra vigor that the others don't. He has always had a keen eye on the movement and the literal happenings in the world around him. He cares little for theory and daydreaming. He lives for the moments when he can let loose and embrace all that the outside world can bring. Segrim is naturally skilled with hammers, using them almost as an extension of his body. He charges into fights, swinging his hammers Git and Granite while taunting the enemy. A good friend and skilled weaponsmith, Kirif, forged Segrim's hammers for him. Kirif figured that if Segrim was going to fight like he did, he needed to have the best weapons available. The naming of the hammers came as a reflection of Segrim's way of life: go and do. Bored of structured battle, Segrim has now set out for more opportunities to immerse himself in the world and find glory. So let's look at some abilities. Lightning reflexes. Ready yourself to react instantly. Warriors' minds are always primed and looking for new stimuli in the moment. Weapon mastery. Quickly attune yourself to new tools. Skilled warriors are gifted with machines and tools, which they see as extensions of their bodies. Battle ready. Increased kinesthetic intelligence. Warriors have trained their bodies as tools to interact with the world. They are physically expressive, aware of their bodies, and stereotypically have higher motor skills. Charge. Warriors don't have time to plan. In fact, by the time they think about planning, they're already mid-swing. Swing. Take sensory data from many objects in front of you. Warriors seek breadth over depth. Basic attacks hit many targets. Rally. Excitable and generally positive. Warriors enjoy life and rally others to do the same. Some keys to the Dwarf Warrior. They live in the present moment. They're bored by structure and routine. They want to fully experience senses. Anything that gives them more sensory feedback is good. Hands-on resourcefulness. Acts on impulses. Your quest. Have you ever met a Dwarf Warrior? Are you one? This is a quote from Tony Robbins. The higher your energy level, the more efficient your body. The more efficient your body, the better you feel, and the more you will use your talent to produce outstanding results. In the United States, it's 12.8% of the population that are Dwarf Warriors, according to Myers-Briggs.org. So this has been a look at Dwarf Warriors, or Extroverted Sensors. And as always, I'd like to thank you very much for watching. Stick around for the next video. Good luck, have fun.